Constellation's cerebral dalliance between realities can be as confusing for its characters as it can for its audience, but there are a few hints that imply one of the more pivotal universes is introduced much earlier than the show implies. Apple's new sci-fi thriller requires the utmost attention when viewing to keep up with the mind-bending plot. However, one of the most rewarding facets of Constellation is spotting a payoff that started in an earlier episode. So, while it may seem as though the show is constantly introducing new planes of existence, some of them could have already quietly appeared. Certain members of the Constellation cast have a tricky job to do. While they each have a character to portray, every alternate universe in Constellation also requires them to adjust their respective performances. What's so compelling about Constellation's approach to this iconic sci-fi trope is that the differences between realities are so subtle that they're easy to miss. That being said, there are personality traits and other factors that can reveal when a character has shifted between worlds, but it's just rarely very obvious. Alice's vision at the end of Constellation Episode 4 is a glimpse into Joe's original universe. Joe's funeral isn't necessarily this universe's on-screen debut. The ending of Constellation Episode 4, The Left Hand of God, shows Alice displaying the unintentional ability to see into other universes. The reality that's shown through Alice's eyes reveals that Joe is dead, with her passing presumably taking place on the way back from the International Space Station. While this universe seems unfamiliar, this could be Joe's original Earth. In the version of events witnessed by Alice at the end of The Left Hand of God, it appears as if Joe never made it home from her ISS mission and met a grisly end when re-entering Earth's atmosphere. As a result, Joe's feelings of being out of place even in her own home aren't misplaced, they're accurate. The version of Joe followed by Constellation crossed over from the universe perceived by Alice in The Left Hand of God, while another version of herself perished in the ISS shuttle. So, the vision that upsets Joe's daughter isn't from an unrelated universe, but rather the one where Joe wasn't so fortunate during her trip home, and one without the fractured family life shown in her current surroundings. Joe's first reality is shown in Constellation's first episode. The ISS scenes could be set in the same universe as Joe's funeral. While Alice's vision may seem like the first time this world has been shown on screen, it's actually very possible that it's the same universe shown in Constellation's opening episode. To be precise, Joe is in her original universe, the one with the eventual funeral, for all the scenes aboard the International Space Station. One of the biggest clues is that Joe is conversing with Alice in fluent Swedish during one of the earlier sequences, and yet Alice doesn't understand her mother's native tongue when she returns to Earth.